Hey guys, Justin Esteem2 here. So I'm making a little video here about DoorDash. So whenever I tell people I do DoorDash or stuff like that, they always have questions about it. They're like, "What's that? What's DoorDash? Is that what you do this? Is it like Postmates, Uber Eats? All these questions, right?" So I'm gonna make a short little video here. So right now I'm DoorDashing. I picked up 2 orders at Calzones, and then delivered them around here. So yeah, basically it is like Uber Eats and Postmates. It's like the same concept. You go, you pick up food from places, and then you deliver it. So yeah, right now we're heading to where is it? We're heading to Applebee's to pick up this person's chicken tender platter. So yeah, we're doing that. But yeah, so pretty much the way it works is you open up your DoorDash app, you sign in, you turn on. Sometimes you have to schedule yourself. Sometimes you can just go and hit Dash Now and sign in, which is what I did today because it stormed really bad, so a lot of people didn't want to be on the roads, but it's calmed down a lot. Still a lot of orders out, so I'm like, well, I'll go do it now because I wasn't going to do it during the storm because it was like flash flood warning and stuff, but now it's calmed down, but I think it kind of scared people away, the flash flood warning, so there's a lot of orders right now. I'm only scheduled till 8 and it's 7:28, so I'm almost done here. There's just a short little slot I got there. So yeah, maybe I'll try and video a little bit in the store or something. I mean, it's nothing really that crazy. People always have questions about it, so I'm like, why don't I make a YouTube video on it? These are my DoorDash bags. I've got like 2. So yeah, I've got 2 DoorDash bags. The only reason I got 2 is because my dad almost did DoorDash. He ended up not doing it, but so then when he signed up, they sent him a bag. So now I have 2, which is really nice because people usually end up buying more because if you get multiple orders, you want people's food to be hot when you deliver it. Because even though you're pre-tipped, 99% of the time, you want to deliver hot food, and you also want to they rate you. So if your ratings are too low, then you'll actually get deactivated, which is being fired. So we're gonna go pick up this Applebee's. So yeah, we just picked up the Applebee's. You can see it right here. It's like a little purse, but whatever. It's called the hot bag. But so I didn't record in there because it was already ready, so I just went in. The guy's like, here it is, and then he was like, make sure the sauce is in there, because you always want to check for the sauces, people. You don't want them to not get their sauces. And then I just threw it in the bag here. So yeah, make a quick little thing on it. Okay. So it's just an insulated bag, so it keeps their food hot. Or if all food's cold, it can also keep it cold, like ice cream and stuff like that. So yeah. So now we're on our way to the customer's address. So you just swipe it, then it tells you their address. So yeah, this is pretty much my favorite part because you've already done, I mean, it's all really simple and easy. You just go pick up the food and deliver it, but sometimes you have to wait forever at the restaurant. Other times, like when I went in there, a lot of times it's ready, but sometimes it's not. So after you got the food, it's a good feeling because it's like, all right, now I just got to deliver this and we're done. So yeah, you pretty much just listen to your music and drive. It's pretty fun, actually, so yeah. So you can see there, I just delivered the food. It's pretty easy. I didn't even have to knock on her door. A lot of times, because people can see you in the app, your location. So she knew I was there, so she just answered the door. So I didn't even have to roll the windows. I didn't even have to knock, which is nice. She gave me a little bit of cash, so I got a cash tip there, which is always nice. You don't get those too often, but I would say almost every time I dash I get at least 1 cash tip. That's not always true though. It just depends on the day. Most people would tip on the app ahead of time, but every now and then you'll get a cash tip. So yeah, it's nice. one thing I want to mention, because it just happened to me. It just happened to me right there. Is you're not a pizza man, so you're not in a uniform or anything. You're not in a uniform or anything, and you're not. You don't have a car topper. I mean, I deliver pizzas, and I don't use a car topper because I just don't want to get robbed. But when you pull up to people's houses, when you're a pizza man, people still look at you, but they as soon as they can kind of see you pulling up, you're in like a pizza uniform sometimes, I don't know, but I noticed a lot of times pizza delivering and doing DoorDash that you get a lot of awkward looks from the neighbors because you're just kind of pulling up with your hazards on in front of someone's house or something. So yeah, a lot of people, you get a lot of really strange looks, but then once they see like the DoorDash bag, they'll look away from you. But I just wanted to mention that, like, people are always, whenever you're driving slow to the neighbor looking through addresses, or you're just like parked sitting somewhere, like, you get a lot of really strange looks because they're just wondering like what you're doing in their neighborhood, I guess. So that's something you have to, I mean, I'm so used to it, it doesn't really bother me anymore, but when you first start, you're like, why is everyone looking at me? But yeah, so I just want to mention that. Oh, we're about to get through some water here. That's always fun. What I'm doing now is I'm just driving back towards my house because, you know, when you work at a pizza place like I do also, you go back to the pizza place and you do inside work and you wait for your next delivery. Whereas when you do DoorDash, you don't really have a work. You work from home basically in a way. So when you have two options. You can either sit in a parking lot, sit like where you just delivered and hope that you get an order, or go home. So a lot of times what I do is I just route myself back home, and then I either get home and then my time's up, or I get home, I get another delivery, or I'm like halfway home and then it's like boom, turn around. So I usually just drive home because I don't really like to just sit in neighborhoods and stuff because, like I just mentioned, it looks kind of suspicious. Like, I don't like to just sit out places and wait because it's kind of, you know, like weird. Sometimes if you're really desperate for orders, I notice some people do, because it'll try and find the best stasher for the order. So say you know that there's a Chipotle, or however you pronounce it, I don't know if I'm saying it right, people are always weird about the Chipotle, I don't know. You can just sit outside that restaurant, and then you most likely get an order from there because you're the closest stasher, so you're the most, you know, you're the best one for the route. But at the same time, they pay you, they usually give you a good amount of money for how far you go. So if you don't have to go that far because you're already there, then you'll get paid less. So to me, generally speaking, it's not like based on a mileage exactly, but that's based how I kind of see them. I don't know exactly the algorithm for how you get paid, but undercover, that's a cool car. I think it was a state trooper. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, just heading back home. So I was driving home, and then boom, got an order, so flipped a U-turn, and now we're heading to KFC. So one thing about DoorDash, most of the orders are placed ahead of time, so it's ready when you get there or almost ready. However, some places still you have to order it yourself. So you're like Wendy's, Taco Bell, KFC, those places. I'm looking up because the stoplight's like above my thing, and yeah. So you have to place the order yourself. So about to go do that. It's really not that bad. Like, you're thinking like, oh, like, I gotta place it myself in the wait, but the places that do it are fast food places. So you just go through the drive-thru, and then you order their food and pick it up. It's super simple. And then they give you what's called a red card. So they basically just give you a credit card, and then whenever you get an order, it loads the funds onto it, and then you use that card to pay for their order, so that you know, you don't have to get cash from them or anything like that. I have heard about people getting like cash DoorDash orders. It's never happened to me. I've been doing this for like a year or so. I don't know how long, but it's never happened to me. So I would never pay for an order with my own cash, because then if they didn't answer, it would be a nightmare. So I would just decline those orders, because you do have the option to decline. It's not like you're forced into take orders. Let's have a coleslaw individual as well, please.
Okay.
And that'll be all.
Alright, so I'm famous bowl with a frappuccino ice, and then a Sierra Mist, and a side of coleslaw.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, 1024, second one down.
Thank you. Right now, so one thing with GPSs and stuff, whatever app you use, none of them are perfect. And so they won't always, if they live in an apartment, it won't always bring you right to their apartment. So my GPS just took me to 909, and I needed to get to totally different one. It's not even close. I don't want to really say their address on here. Oh, actually here it is. So it's actually pretty close. My bad, but it's weird. We just delivered that lady's food, and there was a problem. She said she didn't order a Sierra Mist and a sweet tea, but I mean, it was right there on the order screen. So I was just like, here you go. Like, yeah, that's what it said. It even had instructions like no ice and stuff like that. So yeah, sometimes people will leave like old stuff on orders, like old delivery instructions, old stuff like that, and then it can get kind of confusing. Hers actually, that was actually in the order entry though, so like she had paid for it and everything. It was already on the card and everything, so I don't know how she didn't know that she didn't order that. She must have just not been paying attention. But yeah, sometimes you'll run into little problems like that, and there's nothing you can really do. It's not like you work for like KFC. Like, I don't work for them, so it's not like I can go and like go back to them. The best thing you if they're bothering you about it, you can tell them just contact DoorDash support or something. Like, it's nothing you can really do about that, especially when it's their fault too. But DoorDash support will usually work out something for them, so you just tell them that. But yeah, one thing I just wanted to mention, so my slot's over, but there's more slots from like 9:30 to 12, which is surprising. Usually there's not a lot of slots, but there is more slots generally at night because less people want to DoorDash at night. I used to DoorDash at night. I don't really do it that much anymore because it's even harder to find the apartment numbers because a lot of times they don't have lights like houses do. So you have to gotta bust out the old flashlight here. You gotta bust this out, and then you look like a crazy person or the cops or something because you're driving around flashing a light on everyone's house and stuff, and then people are trying to, there's people that are still trying to drive, so you gotta like get out of their way or keep going, and it's really hard. I mean, it's not like it's difficult. Again, this whole job is super easy, but it's just kind of like you make the same money you would at night as you would day, so it's like you might as well just try and do it during the day if you can. And then there's less shops, so it's generally less busy at night because places start to close, especially when you get later into the night. And it's just, you are a delivery driver, and even though you don't carry cash on you, people are stupid and they do rob delivery drivers. They do do bad things to delivery drivers, and generally most of the stuff happens at night. I mean, just look up like delivery driver shot or anything like that, and then look at the news article when it said that the police responded or were dispatched to it or whatever. It's always late it's 99% of the time. I've actually never seen one happen during the day. I'm sure it's happened before, but generally when that stuff happens for whatever reason, it happens at night. Like whenever you see that, it's always like, oh, what time was it? And it's like, oh, it was at like 12:01, 2 a.m. and you're like, oh, okay, dang, that was like, there's no one else on the streets. So yep, I realized a big thing I messed up on this video is I should have been telling you guys how much money I was making when I was accepting the orders and how many miles I had to go. So I did the math, so I made $39.70. I was averaging over $28 an hour. That's really, really good. There was peak pay, there was like +1 pay. I'll show you all that in the breakdown. Usually I average about like anywhere from 15 to like 21, 22, 23, sometimes 24. It's really rare that I get up to like 28, but it does happen. As you see, it just happened today, and it was super chill. Wasn't a lot of problems, wasn't a lot of traffic. It was a little bit wet out, but it wasn't even really raining, so yeah, really easy money. But yeah.